want to say thank you to Bill Ward and all the members of Black Sabbath for everything they've done for us over the last fucking umpteen years. Thanks a lot, mate.
This is the Friday Rock Show. It's a special edition of the Friday Rock Show here on VH1. We are at Milton Keynes in the countryside of the United Kingdom, which today is being lambasted by a whole series of extremely good rock bands who are making a series of extremely good rock and roll noises. And I'm now going to talk to Mr. Geezer Butler. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the genuine Geezer Butler, not the ersatz Geezer Butler, or not the other Geezer Butlers who wish they were this Geezer Butler, but this is Geezer Butler, Mr. Butler.
What, this one?
Yeah, you're there.
Hello there, Tommy.
Now, a lot of people were saying it's never going to happen, Black Sabbath never get back together again, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember reading somewhere you said, I'm never going to do it.
Absolutely.
I'm going to do my own stuff, I'm going to do my own thing, I don't want to go back with any of those people ever again. That you did. And it's marginally successful, isn't it, Mr. Butler?
Yeah, it seems to be working out quite well. I think we got a record deal out of it. Yeah, well, Ozzy's manager called my manager up and said that Tony and Ozzy were working on stuff together, and they were getting along pretty well, and we were thinking about putting the original band together, and would be up for it. So of course I was just sat there thinking about it for about
2 years?
3 seconds. She says, yeah, let's do it.
Mr. Tony Iommi! Mr. Geezer Butler!
Let's have a word, if you don't mind, about Bill Ward, who's not here, and that's a great shame because everybody was wanting him to be here, but it was just not possible. How is he?
The last thing I heard, he was fine. He's come out of hospital and he's actually staying in it. He can't go back to America at the moment, so he's got to stay over here for another month or something. He's had an operation. They put a balloon up into his, clear his artery. And there's rumours he may be coming tonight. I don't know. It'd be nice to see him. But it happened on the first rehearsal, I think it was first day or second day. After rehearsal, he said to me, he said, I've got all this weird feeling in my arms. And I don't know. And he said, could you ask his mate, the guy that works for him, to come up and rub his arms for him? So I said, yeah. So I went and fetched him, which is unusual for Bill, because he'd normally go and, ask himself. So I went and got him, and I went out for a walk, come back, and I saw his ambulance come flying past. And that was it.
That was that?
Yeah. But, quite honestly, Tommy, it's best it's happened for him where we were, because if he'd have been on tour, if we'd been in Poland or something like that, and it had happened, he would have been in serious trouble.
No more war pigs have the power. Day of judgment, God is calling.
I don't want to get personal, and I'm certainly not going to get personal around you, because you'll thump me one. But what was the basis of the antagonism between the guys in the band that stopped you working together for such a long time?
I think it was just over time. I think a lot of it was to do with a lot of the drugs that we were doing. I mean, at first, we were just smoking joints and stuff like that, which is great. And then after a few American tours, you start to get into the heavier stuff, particularly cocaine, and you could actually feel it changing, and changing with each other. And it was great at first, and then in the end, it just started taking over us, and we weren't the same people anymore. And I think that more than anything drove us apart. And eventually the music started to suffer because of the drugs. And we sort of would be putting the drugs before each other kind of thing, so I think that was the big part of it.
What about recordings?
Well, we've done a live album, which we've done at the NEC. We've done recorded the 2 days and made a live album from that. And while we're in Los Angeles, we recorded 2 studio tracks. New studio tracks, yeah. That's going to go on the live album. And so that's the next thing. Then there's plans then to go and do a studio album. So yeah, it's all looking pretty good, and tour as well. If we don't collapse and know. So, but we're, you know, it's looking good at the moment.
So Black Sabbath are here for a little more than just this one performance in Milton Keynes, and now you're owning up.
I would hope so. I would hope so. You know what it's like with this band. Bloody 1 minute we're all together, next minute we're arguing. But it's been great. I can only say since we've been back together, it's been real good fun, and it's been great. I think we've learnt a lot over all the years of being away from each other, and the experience of us doing our own things has made us come back and really appreciate what we had and what we got.
Wonderful to see the band back, and I'm positive you'll fulfill all the expectation that's on that side of the stage.
We'll give it a good go.
And that's all they ever did, really, was give it a good go. Time and time again. Black Sabbath are back, and here's a Black Sabbath video to remind you of what they were like all those years ago.
I've quit smoking, Tommy.
I've heard.
It's a pain in the ass.
When did you quit?
Well, I quit seven weeks ago. And when I went back on the road, I had a couple of smokes, and I thought, a little voice said to me this morning in my head, said, is it worth having a cigarette to blow the gig? Because it was really affecting my gigs, you know.
Yeah.
So I thought, balls to it.
Everyone goes through changes.
Doing my setting with the Black Sabbath said, I was up there a hell of a long time for a guy who needs nearly 50, and mind you, at the end I was like petering off at the end. I was like, God, you know, like the racehorse at the Grand National, the finishing post, it's there. Paranoid never sounded so good to me.
And so fast.
I know, it was like, no, they were saying, the curfew. It was like 900 miles an hour.
Well, you started it, you took it full circle, and you brought it home.
I know.
How does it feel?
Well, you know, it makes me feel really proud because it's like all I ever hear about when I'm on the road in America and in Europe, whatever, everybody comes up to me and goes, Sabbath, man, Sabbath is what it's all about. Now, and the reason why we got back together was because of a lot of people wanted to see the original film. Unfortunately, when we started this thing off, Bill Ward had a heart attack, and so he couldn't do the tour, but we just got up there and did it, you know. I'm suddenly I'm speeding. I've just done like the marathon running. I've got to be walked down after the end of this.
He came off stage about 12 minets ago, so that's why he's sort of feeling a bit like that.
I'm like, got about 18 gallon of adrenaline, which is natural speed. I'm like, I can light your cigarette from my fingers from here. The energy that crowd gives you, it's better than sex, drugs, or anything. It's like, you know, it's just this rush of that carry you on. You know, it's like you feel like a boxer, and he's doing 12 rounds. He's in his 9th or 10th round. You think, and they're all going, "Come on, you can do it," you know.
Your love for me has just got to be real. Before you know the way I'm going to feel.
Seeing you just got off stage, you're going to do it again.
I'll never stop. I'm an addict to this now. Now I got straight and I don't smoke. I'm addicted to work. I want, oh no, another addiction I'm going to battle. I mean, you should see me before I go on stage. I'm going, Sharon, my voice is not right. She goes, shut the, shut up. Get up there, do it. And I'm going, I've got no voice. It's going to follow me. She goes, Ozzy, just shut up. Get up there.
Get up and go to work, son.
Yeah, so
one of those.
But it's, no matter what you feel, when you set on that stage, something happens, something hits you, and it's either good, bad, or indifferent. And then what I've learned to do over the last couple of years is I used to go on stage and attack the show, and then I'll give myself a breather, you know. There's no, you don't get a medal for getting there quicker, you know. So it's like, if you notice, I kind of pace myself a little bit and get myself recovered from the last song, because with my set and the Sabbath set, I personally did about 2.5 hours singing tonight, which is...
That's a lot.
That's
an opera.
You see, it's going, anybody who don't believe it's hard, go into a room, any room you can stand it, and scream your head off for 2.5 hours and see what you feel like the next morning. You won't talk for a month, but I will.
Forever. Ozzy, can I do this?
Of course you can.
Welcome home, son.
Thank you. Great one, nice one, beautiful.
The Governor. What a day of rock and roll this has been.